The Great Remembering is the topic of our Stay Magic magazine this season. It's our free digital magazine. And one of the things we talk about in there is the micro death and how the micro death helps you to remember who you are and how you became who you are. And we're talking about that today on the podcast.
We know that you were born magical. We know that you are intuitive, and we know that you are brimming with everyday enchantment. Here at the Sisters Enchanted, we believe in intention, we believe in intuition, and we believe in everyday magic. Welcome in to the Expedition to Soul podcast.
Welcome to today's episode of Expedition to Soul. I'm Sarah of the Sisters Enchanted, and I am joined by my always lovely sister, Anna. I want to say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Anna. How are you today?
Oh, just jolly.
Jolly old St. Nicholas. Made me just think of that song. Are we halfway to Christmas?
Jolly old Odin claws.
It's about time we open the Santa portal.
Probably start ushering in the flurries of holiday cheer.
We're halfway there.
Isn't it? Doesn't Rudolph have a shiny? No, yeah, shiny Christmas in July or something like that. Isn't that a thing?
Know.
Rudolph.
Maybe.
Christmas in July.
Halfway there, living on a prayer. Jolly old St. Nicholas.
Whoa.
What's your contribution to this train of song that makes no sense? I'm sure you'll come up with one by the end. All right, we're going to talk today about
Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. It's a real thing.
I just Googled it.
Yeah,
we're going to talk today about, of course, naturally, about the micro death, and then we're also going to go over with you kind of a little 8-step ritual to honor a micro death and why you might want to do that. So here we go. Anna, what did you think about the word micro death when I presented that topic to you?
I mean, I'm a fan of micro deaths. I'm a Scorpio rising. I have Pluto in Scorpio hanging out right above my ascendant in my 12th house. I am queen of the micro death. Queen of the micro death. I feel no shadowy aspects against micro deaths. I think that sometimes they are necessary in life. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I like micro deaths. They did not scare me. I was like, ooh, what a topic.
So, yeah. I think that like the thing about a micro death too is that they come in like just varying experiences.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that even when you finish a good book that's like consumed your soul and there's no way you can live now that the book is done and you no longer are living inside that book, there's like a grief that comes with that. Mm-hmm. Or alternatively, when you leave a job of 20 years, there's a grief or a marriage, or you become a parent, or you like, there's just all these times when we like leave a little bit of who we were with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
And I think that we don't I don't know, consciously think about that, how we just leave little bits of ourselves scattered about an experience.
Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry, I was singing that song, How do I live without you?
See, there you go. I knew you'd come up with one.
Where do you ever go? Yeah, no, I agree.
It's true. Yeah, and then you're changed also. Because you leave a little bit of you, and then that bit of you has been filled in with some of that experience. And that's how you, I think, also like remember kind of who you are, because you can remember what it was like before you had that experience, and then remember when we don't consciously fill in those spaces that are left when something ends, they just get filled with like whatever the next thing is. And we sort of have to undig them to remember like who it is, we are what we are.
Yeah. Which I think is important. And to tie back to what you were saying, like when you read a book and you just like you end it and you're like, I don't even know how to live.
Yeah.
And then instead of like reconciling with the book, you read like 30 more books trying to find that feeling again.
Yeah.
When like oftentimes you can't, and you have to like honor like that ending of that in that moment, because like another moment may not be as like bittersweet as that one. Um and to acknowledge the like the die off of that.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to hear more about the micro death, be sure to get your free copy of Stay Magic. We released a summer edition, which has all kinds of information on this topic and ideas. But we also want to share with you a ritual to honor a micro death for these times that we really want to be intentional about. Again, there's this, when you lose like this piece of you that gets kind of pulled out, what do you put back in there? And one of those ways is to be intentional about experiencing the micro death. So it's 8 different steps. We will go through them beginning now.
Start now.
Yeah. Do you have the steps in front of you, Anna? Or
Yeah.
shall I just read them? Okay. I was going to say, if you have them in front of you. Well, we did write this in advance, so we could take turns reading them. And actually, if you head on over to our social media today, you will find a post with them written out, and you can go save it and read it to your heart's content. Sorry.
Till you are contented.
I think my head cold is getting to me. All right.
I don't have a head cold, and my brain gets to me regularly.
It's just the way it is.
It's just how we are now.
Oh my gosh. Goodness.
Please hold space for us and our eternity.
What did I say? I said something to our mastermind, I think, didn't I? And I said TSE needs a wellness check. Like, well, I think we were talking about, we're just on a tangent, no surprise there, was that, we're an all-female company who serves all females. So like that's a lot of
spearheaded by sisters.
Like there's a lot of energy happening there. And so I think we were in our mastermind conversation, because those conversations, they go deep, and we are like pretty open in them, and we were very open in them. And I did say, like, Team TSD needs a wellness check on like any day of the week. But I think, honestly though, okay, then we're gonna get back to here. What makes us able to do what we do though is the things that we teach, like going through, well, how do I want to feel in this thing that's up against me right now? What, and like doing the shadow work so that with all of this energy, we understand like where the stories are coming from. And I think that our ability to do it and do it without imploding, and do it while parenting and caring for aging relatives and like all the things that people on this team do in various ways, is like really just the things that we teach. Like that's what makes it possible. So anyway, and also wellness checks. Still good. All right.
All around.
Step number 1. Do you want to do the first one, Anna? Step number 1, or do you want me to do step number 1?
You can do step number 1.
Okay. So the first thing we want to do in our ritual for a micro death is acknowledgement. We want to acknowledge the micro death. So there's a lot of power in putting words to what you're experiencing and being witnessed by either just yourself, your like the universe, a higher power, nature, whatever. But putting words to the thing that you want to acknowledge, and just say it out loud or write it out. Like literally say, today I experienced a micro death. I closed the door. I let go of an expectation. I changed. And, to our seemingly like small example of even detaching from an experience like getting lost in a book, today I finished this book and I left a piece of myself behind with it, and I move on from that story. Or if it's like leaving a job, today I closed the door on that. And acknowledging it is the first step.
I feel like we need a door hanger, like the thing you can hang on your doorknob that says "Do not enter." I'm currently experiencing a micro death.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna write that down.
Like, do not enter. And like make like one of those things that you put on the door, like enter, do not enter, like do not enter. I'm currently experiencing a micro death.
I'm writing it down.
Like on the other side, it says like the door is open. I'm in my growth period. Like I don't know. Like the door is open. I'm currently growing.
Yeah. Growing into a butterfly. Okay. What's step number 2, Anna, of our 8-step process to honoring a micro death?
It is reflection.
Mm-hmm.
It is to reflect on what has passed, what was the essence of the thing that's ended. This is not an end like Lord of the Rings. Ended with an ending. What did it mean to you? How did it shape you? Really take some time to think back on these, to ponder on these things. And because you're in a reflection area, it could be a good time to journal or sit quietly and let the micro death reflection rain down on you.
Just started singing "It's Raining Men" in my head.
Hallelujah, it's raining men.
That's ADHD in real life when Anna and I can't finish.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna let myself get absolutely.
Finish a sentence without singing a song in our head.
Never. That's the story of my life. I mean, you all, for the years that I've been on the podcast, you hear it in outbursts.
I know.
But it's like the story of my life that like I say something and then like a song plays in my head. And I usually keep it to myself, except when we're podcasting, because I obviously have some sort of social inability to be on camera and not have.
Well, here's another one. Because step number 3 of our ritual is expression, in which we sing "Express Yourself." And I should not be singing anything. But step number 3, so we've done acknowledgement, reflection. Step number 3 is expression. So express your feelings. And we really want to like let the emotions just move through you, be seen and heard. And this can be through laughter, like yelling, if you want to yell, dancing, singing, writing a poem, whatever, but just expressing and getting the emotions related to it out. And not bottling it up.
I'm gonna have to add "It's Raining Men" to my playlist.
Okay. What's step 4, Anna?
Grieving.
Grieving.
It's time to grieve. It's now time to allow yourself to grieve. It's not about wallowing in sadness, but honoring the part of you that has died. In all seriousness, the part that no longer serves you, which we all know is super important, to let go what's no longer serving you. And that in and of itself is a death. The part that you will not carry on with you to the future, into the next leg of your journey, into your future self. It's about acknowledging the loss and the change. And this is a great time to like do a let it go moment, like lighting a candle, writing down some of the griefs and burning it away, that kind of essence of like letting things go after you've grieved them.
Yeah. And then after that, we've got gratitude. So expressing gratitude for what was, the lessons learned, the growth experienced, and that sort of moment you have of remembering who you were before. So practicing gratitude for that.
This is the worst because in my head, I'm like, Simba, remember who you are.
Oh my gosh, I used
my son and the one true king.
I used the Lion King gif in something recently. I don't remember what, but I picked it for something.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot. I use the Lion King stories in astrology teaching regularly. Next is release.
Release.
It's release. It's let go of what was. This could be a symbolic act, like releasing petals into a river, all that kind of stuff, feeling it leaving your mind and your soul, and notice the shift in your energy and how you are perceiving that moment. So this is the release.
Release it out. And
release it out.
Next, the rebirth. So welcoming in the new thing after you've released. There's always a new beginning, a new phase of life. And this is where we want to sort of set the intention for how you want to move forward. Sort of like when we have a new moon and it's about to like start to grow again. We set intentions there. So what do you want to invite in? How do you want to feel? And this is a great time too, if you're doing this as a ritual, to use water to sort of like have that emotional like cleanse or like rinse, wash over, or just anoint like your heart center or your third eye or something. So that's a great little addition there. And then after the rebirth comes the final step of our ritual.
It's the celebration.
The celebration.
Celebrate your resilience, your hashtag grit and tenacity. Hashtag TSC, hashtag grit and tenacity. You've experienced your micro death and you're still here and standing and moving forward. And it's time to celebrate that with some acts of self-love, a special treat. Who doesn't like a special treat? A walk in nature, a moment of quiet reflection, a brand new book. Celebrate you and your precious life and all that there is, was, and will be.
Yes. There you go. So 8 steps to honor a micro death, a ritual for you. And to recap, we've got to acknowledge it, reflect on the experience, express your emotions about it, grieve it, practice that gratitude, release, rebirth, and celebrate. And again, if you want to see these written out, they are on social media. So you can go find the post and save it, share it with a friend, share this podcast with a friend. We're so close to 1 million downloads and I would love to cross it like today. No, but like in the next few months, that would be such a great experience to hit 1 million downloads. So share the podcast with a friend too. All right. Anna, what's a really great thing to do if you've come to a crossroads in your life and you're not sure what's next for you, or you feel like you're ready to bust open, be in your magic, stick it to the man, and live the life that you feel bubbling up inside of you. What's the best thing to do for that? I'm going to guess.
To do it.
Go on an expedition to soul.
That too.
Pack your quest pack.
Yeah.
Learn your expansion archetype.
Yes.
We are hosting a special Expedition to Soul live. It includes our Expedition to Soul class. It includes our expansion archetype materials, which some of you may have heard of through Magic Week. That is in there. And July 17th, we are hosting a 1-week TSE virtual summer camp wherein we are going to, you've got your expansion archetypes, your Expedition to Soul, and we have the Team TSE teachers coming in to do some fun things, because I have heard, actually, I happen to know because very little runs by me, but I will be away the first few days of summer camp. And while Sarah's away, the teachers will play. And Anna is coming in, Nick is coming in, Kiara's coming in, Kelly's coming in, and they are all going to be just with like cool stuff for you to learn. Birth chart basics we've got on deck. Candle magic. What's Kiara? Like the elements in astrology, but with like time.
Yeah.
Something like a juicy topic like that. It's going to be so good. And it all starts July 17th, but you get access to the Expedition to Soul and Magic Week expansion archetypes materials right away. So you want to get registered for that because it's happening soon. The sooner you get in, the sooner you can be in the community group, say hello, get to know everything, find your way around. We don't want you to miss it.
Yeah. It's the elements and astrology and how to manage your time much more effectively.
Yes.
Plus,
Bogsy.
Yeah, and plan the right things to the most complementary energies.
Yeah, Kiara is a operational efficiency whiz, and she is going to bring that with astrology to this class. So, yeah, and it all starts July 17th. So we've got Team TSE teachers taken over to kick off TSE style summer camp, and you get access to it when you join us in Expedition to Soul, and the Expansion Archetypes program. So they're rolled into one. The Expedition to Soul Magic Week brought together under the name Expedition to Soul. So get in there, register for that. And the week of July 17th is TSE style summer camp, y'all.
Woo!
Yes. And that was so convincing. That was so
Woo! Woo!
I gotta go blow my nose. That's how excited I am with the
I
summer
use
cold.
all of my morning podcast energy to sing It's Raining Men.
All right. Well, if you need help finding either the free Stay Magic magazine, because that is free, let us know. We'll get that to you. Check out our social media for the ritual typed out for you, and join us in Expedition to Soul, because we have never had all of our teachers like this for one event before, ever. Right? So this is like really, Anna's looking around to remember. Well, she's looking for the past, and it's not there because it doesn't exist. It died. It had a micro death. It's never, you cannot get in the DeLorean to remember this time or go to it, because it's never happened. And who knows if it'll happen again.
Broken. Can't go back. Don't pass go.
Nope. This is it. This is now live July 17th. So you want to get your patootie in there, your magical patootie. And yeah. All right then. And help us get to 1 million podcast downloads. Share this out. Go download your 20 favorite episodes. It helps.
What?
Say what? And if you need help picking episodes, they are listed in our email every Sunday. Some to dive back into. So go download those. Some goodies. All right, y'all. That is it. Thanks for hanging with me, Anna.
Thanks, Sarah.
Until next time, we hope that you have an enchanted
rest of your day ahead.
Bye.
If you liked this episode of the Expedition to Soul podcast, please rate, review, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, it will really help us spread everyday magic, intention, and intuition to the masses, and helps us so much as a small business. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. There are new episodes every Tuesday and astro forecasts for the week ahead every Friday. If there's any topics you'd want to hear, anything you want us to dive deeper into, shoot us an email at magic@thesistersenchanted.com. And as always, thank you so much for listening and being part of the community here at the Sisters Enchanted. And we'll see you in the next episode.